Hi, my name is Ansgar Holtgers. My equestrian philosophy is to have fun and to be successful.
Everybody get up.
Hi Ansgar, thank you so much for welcoming Clip My Horse TV to your farm here in Wellington, Florida. We're so excited to check it out and to hear about your story.
Thank you very much for being here. We're excited for the day. Hopefully we can show you some cool stuff.
Obviously we're here now in Wellington, but as the audience may not know, you're not originally based from here. You grew up in Germany and then made your way over as a young kid.
Yeah, I was born in Wisconsin, actually, where my mom's from, and then at a young age I moved to Germany. I went to school there till up to 2nd grade, and after that my parents decided to move back stateside, I think when I was about 9, full-time, and I've been here ever since, 10 years now.
And we have the cutest video of you, the first time you were ever competing in a show. Do you remember what it felt like to finally show?
I remember like bits and pieces of that day. I mean, the awards ceremony, getting the ribbon, I was very proud of that. But yeah, I don't remember, that was so long ago. When I was 4 years old. But I know I got hooked after that day.
We can see in the video you're so excited and you had a lot of energy behind this. I think other kids, maybe they start in football or soccer. You also pursued soccer later in your life, but what was it like to start as an equestrian?
I think it's different life. I mean, like, you're not, when someone asks you like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I ride horses. I think that's a little bit of a weird answer. Okay, not in Wellington, but if you go anywhere else in the world, they're like, oh, how's that? Like, but it's, you know, it's such a great life. Like, if it's so rewarding and it's, you know, you work hard and you have such a bond with animals, what you can't do in an everyday life. I mean, I'm very lucky to be able to do what I love. You can't really like bond like with an animal like you do what we do here every day. I mean, we see the horses every day, we ride them, and I mean, to jump the jumps, you need to have a connection. They need to trust you, you need to trust them, and you need to have a special bond to be able to compete and try to be successful.
And when did your family and your team come over to the US? And maybe you can describe where we are today, how this facility came about.
Well, when I was younger, we had like a part-time farm here. It was down the street. And then we decided to move full-time to Germany. We sold that farm. My mom was mostly based here throughout her life, and then she met my father. Then they decided to go to Germany to build an amazing farm there in Germany. And yeah, kind of like we sold that. We thought we were going to live there for the rest of our lives, and then, you know, times changed. They changed their mind again, and luckily this place was on the market when we were about, I think we've been here 11 years. So yeah, we were lucky that we're so close to the horse show. I mean, we're about 100 yards away, and we decided to buy it. It didn't look like this how it does now. We've renovated a little bit, and yeah, it's home for us now. I couldn't imagine us anywhere else, and yeah, it has a special place in our hearts.
And it's such a beautiful facility. We're obviously right next to the pond. There's all the accommodations that you could ever want, and also in order to be successful at your level. What would you say is your favorite part of this facility? Do you have a spot that means the most to you? I
would say my favorite part is being able to walk right to the horse show. I mean, that's so handy. You know, people, they have to trailer in, walk their horses a longer time. I mean, we just walk right over, and then once we're done showing, they walk right back. Yeah. Or even an FEI, once they're done showing, they can walk straight away to our house, basically, to their house, and yeah, they can enjoy being back home and go back in their own stall.
And from coming as a young equestrian to now competing on the national and international stage, do you remember when that kind of competition mode switched, where you kind of started to jump the big classes and it switched modes?
I'd say when I was younger, like up until like 13, I didn't really take the sport so serious. And then my parents just basically sat me down and said, hey, like, if you want to keep doing this, we'll support you, but you have to take it a little more serious. And then I think ever since like 13, I started taking a grasp of it, of how lucky I am and being able to have that support. So at 13, I started saying, okay, I'm going to take this serious and try to be one of the best.
And was there any setbacks or anything challenging in that growth from 4 years old, 12 years old, now 18 years old that kind of maybe shaped the rider that you are today?
I mean, yeah, setbacks, I love setbacks, to be honest, because you learn so much from them. I mean, if you walk in the ring every time and you are perfect, then it gets boring after a while. So being able to fail, I think, being able to accept that you failed is the most important thing because you learn the most from it. Yeah, I mean, I've had countless of setbacks, more than successes. I think that's with everyone. And I'd say a big setback for me was in Traverse City, Michigan. I was going into the ring last round for gold in the junior young riders. And I didn't find the distance so correctly, and I had one down and I ended up being silver. Okay, I still got a medal, and it was still a good result, but still lost. I wanted to win gold, obviously, and I'd say that was a big setback for me. It just made me come back to start from zero, just start from the basics again and try to regroup and move on from that moment.
Is to go into the silver medal position and still keep themselves very much in the hunt. 4.54, that one fence stand this time around for Ansgar Holtgers Jr. So goes into second, the silver at this point on 4.54. Leading score is 2.46 from Zaina Risby.
And when you have these setbacks, who's your team behind you to kind of help you get over it?
I'd say my mom is more there to comfort me and say, oh, everything's going to be all right, and you know, make me feel better about myself. My dad also does that, but he's also realistic. He's hard on me and tells me what I did wrong, even when I don't like to hear it. I really appreciate that because, you know, I need to hear it to be able to get better and to fix it. And both of them are comforting and both of them support me, but they also know how the sport goes. They've been in it for their whole lives, and you know, being able to have that is such a big help.
And as you said, you've had a few setbacks. You've also had these incredible victories already in your career.
Yeah.
2021, winning gold in NAYC. 2022, winning the junior national championships. What were these victories like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I dreamed of them. I'd say those were more goals for me. I knew that I could always do it if I worked hard enough, because I've always had the horses. I've been lucky enough for the support to have that. So, you know, it was a goal for us in 2021 to go to NAYC and to be successful, to be competitive. And the team, we were very competitive that year. We also won Zone 4, won in Prix de States team gold also. And so yeah, that was a big thing for us. And then we ended up winning silver, and that was a very good result for us also.
Yeah, and then the following year, winning yourself. Yeah,
we won this big individual medal finally. Yeah, everything worked out. I was extremely happy with that.
And obviously you've had many horses in your career, but one special horse, Chanyon, we're super excited to meet him and see where the journey kind of began and where the connection that you guys have together.
Yeah, Chanyon, he's a special horse. He's probably a special horse. He has a special place in my heart. He's got so much character, and he's just such an amazing horse. You can feel it when you ride him. He's happy to be ridden. He's happy to do his job. He's something else.
Awesome. Is it okay if we go meet him in the stable?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. Ansgar, it's so amazing to see one of your top horses, Chanyon, here in person in your stable.
Yeah, Shanyon's the man in our stable. He's the most popular horse. Everyone comes to see him. You can see that he's built like a sport horse. He's tall, and he's got a lot of muscle, and yeah, he's happy. He's a little shy right now with all the cameras. Usually if he'd be standing here, he'd be banging his legs or trying to bite you for some candies.
What did your journey look like starting with Chanyon? Do you remember the first time you sat on him and rode him?
Yeah, first time I sat on him was after Olympic Games, after Tokyo, where he was 6th individually. At Paul Shakamoto's stable, and right then when I did my first jump, I knew that he was the one. The feeling was incredible, like none I've ever had before. Yeah, and then I also fell in love with his character, of how motivated he is and how special he is, how fun he is to ride.
Do you think your characteristics, they blend well together? You have your own personality, of course, he has his own personality as well.
I'd like to say so. Some days doesn't go so good together, but most of the time it does go good. We're both very serious when it comes to competition, and we want to do well, so we get along pretty good.
What would you say makes him such a strong competitor, top horse for you?
I'd say, his jump is surreal. Like when he's game for it and when he wants to be good. Not that he's never not good, but when he's got an extra level. And when it's like that, you know that you can win any class in the world on him, and you just feel so confident going in the ring. You can tell while you're getting on. He's a little more chill, like he's got his eyes closed and all that. He's getting focused for what he's going to do.
And alongside your parents, you have an amazing support system with Renee Tebel. How has that connection been and grown?
Renee's helped me tremendously with Chanyon to build a partnership and to be able to ride him how I need to ride him and how he likes it. At the beginning, when we first started training with him, he rode him a few times at the show, and right away, like, he clicked with Chanyon. First time he showed him was the freestyle on the grass, and he won the qualifier straight away, and I was like, oh, why can't I do that? But it just took some time to gain a connection with him, and Renee taught me that, because Renee is the ultimate horseman. He knows exactly what you need to do and how you do it. So he showed me that, and hopefully there's a lot more to show me.
And now you've had some great success with him, 3-star level.
Yeah.
How's that felt?
Well, he's the horse who took me to jump in big Grand Prix, and I couldn't say thank you enough for him. He's taught me so much over the past 2 years. To be able to get that win was a remarkable feeling, not only for me, but obviously for him too. I think he felt that. He knew that he won. He was very proud of it, and he knows he won. Yeah. I'd say that was more his victory than mine. He deserves the world.
Well, it's been so special to learn about Chanyon. Obviously, Chanyon is not your only horse here, so I would love to learn and kind of check out what other horses you have.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Let's go.
Super. Ansgar, you've had many ups and downs in your careers, as well as many horses in your life and throughout your career. It wasn't always perfect, though. I heard about an interaction that happened in competition that maybe changed the way you worked as a rider in the future.
Yeah, that was a hard day for all of us. We lost a horse in the ring. It's never something fun. It's never something good what happens there. But, it was sad we're still sad about it. It happens, and, now I think I've learned from that to enjoy my time with the horses, because, you never know when you're gonna walk in the ring for the last time, and you never know what's gonna happen. So, enjoy every moment you have with them, and don't take anything for granted you have with them, because, they can be gone in an instant. And, it was just a hard day for all of us.
And you're very young. You're 18 years old now, but you were younger then. I think for a lot of people, they don't experience such setbacks and heartbreaks at such a young age. What was it like to experience this?
Well, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, to lose a horse. It's a terrible feeling, because even if it wasn't your fault, even if it was just a freak accident, you ask yourself, what could I have done to save this, to not have this happen? And I think that takes a toll on you mentally. I mean, it did on me. I second-guessed myself for a long time. I had that in the back of my head for a long time because, you know, I love the horses, I love the animals, and I don't want to put them for any pain. So being able to learn from it, you know, it took some time, but now I have overcome it. You know, it's still in my head, I still think about it a lot, but I've been able to get past it and focus on what I'm doing, and just, you know, it taught me, like I said, to just learn from it and be grateful for the time I get to spend with them.
Yeah. And when that happened, would you say that you went back to your horses to find the strength and ability to move on? Was it to your parents and your team?
You know, we were all our whole team was heartbroken. We weren't the same for about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. I'd say I went back to my horses, you know, just to cuddle with them and all that, and just to feel very compassion, and, you know, you can feel what a horse is feeling also. And, you know, I had a feeling, but I think they had a feeling that I needed them. They needed to show me how to overcome it and to feel better about myself.
Yeah, but I think going back to the start of your story and your career, we could see that little boy had the passion and fire behind the sport.
Yeah.
You were driven. You were ready to take on the international world at 4 years old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not so good at losing, so when I want to do something, I want to win, and I don't want to be second. But yeah, I've always been like that. Even when I played soccer and all that, I've always wanted to be the best. And it's hard to do that in this sport, but when you are, it feels very good, and you feel very proud of yourself and proud of the horses.
Amazing. Well, it's been absolutely incredible for us to tune into your life here in episode 1. In episode 2, we will be speaking to Ansgar's family, as well as joining him in competition at WEF here in Wellington, Florida. Thank you so much for tuning into episode 1 of At Home with Ansgar Holtgers Jr., and we can't wait to see you in episode 2. Thank you.
No problem.